Welcome back, everybody, to the Creating Character podcast. This is the podcast that we have officially dubbed the most controversial, least controversial wrestling podcast there is.
I thought it was least controversial, most controversial.
That's a very controversial statement, Sky. I'm James Willems, and I'm joined, as always, by Scorpio Sky.
That is right. And of course, you see us sitting next to each other and you know what that means. That means
I wore deodorant today.
that means I have separation anxiety. No, it means we have a special episode. We have a guest, and I am particularly really excited about this one. Please welcome the legend, Chris Van Vliet.
Me? Legend?
Legend, bro. When people see a screenshot of this, they're going to think you're interviewing us.
Ooh, maybe we should just do that.
Not us. One of us.
Thank you guys for having me on the show. Congrats on making this go.
Thank you.
Congrats
No,
on doing this thing.
When we talked about guests we want to have, your name was one of the first ones to come up. And we were like, we got to go get him. It would be a fascinating interview, and we're really excited. And actually, before we jump into it, can we talk about the shoes?
Yeah, I was wondering if you were
I'm a
gonna
big
mention-
shoe
I wore
guy.
them just for you.
Did you?
I was wondering what you'd have on your feed.
I'm wearing just some Adidas, but
Those
they're
look
very comfortable.
brand new.
I got them at where did I get? I bought them last week when we finished filming here, and there was some traffic before going home. So I was like, I'm just gonna kill some
I'm just
time.
going to kill some time and buy some shoes.
But I mean, they're not as expensive as I got them. I swear, at like either Nordstrom Rack or Marshalls or something.
AMC 16.
Yeah.
I'm not even a shoe guy, but I wear them for that reaction of like when people see the wide shot on any interview I do, they'll be like, oh man, he has the military fours on. And I'm like, they look cool to me.
They look good, man.
So these are the Travis Scotts, Cactus Jacks. I only know that because the back of this one says Cactus Jack,
That's sick.
which obviously has a double meaning in wrestling.
Yeah.
I have the Jordan 1 Travis Scotts.
Okay, those
They're
are
like,
great.
They're like brown and white, and I think the swoosh is
Swoosh is
reversed.
backwards,
yeah,
yeah.
backwards. Yeah.
I don't know a lot about shoes, but I know that 3s and 4s are very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got heat on my feet.
Yes.
3s and 4s.
I love it.
Can't believe I just said that.
What are you wearing this week?
I'm wearing the Tigers.
Tiger.
El Tigres Onitsukas, which I found out recently, I guess are really expensive now. Like there was a point where they became a little bit more mainstream in North America, and you could get them. I got these for probably like $80 or something like that because I always wanted them. But now you want these same types of shoes. They're like twice as much.
Those are nice. They're really comfortable though, right?
Yeah, they're very comfortable. These are very worn in. I wear my shoes. I don't take care of them as well as I probably should.
Speaking of not taking care, we do have our producer,
What?
Bador, is with us again this week.
Jeez,
Eric,
guys.
what shoes are you wearing?
Let me see.
He's barefoot.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Socks.
Yeah.
You guys wear shoes inside your house? You guys take
No,
off your
you
shoes?
can't.
when you walk in?
No,
You gotta take them off.
Take them
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
I'll wear Crocs or socks at home.
You wear Crocs?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Is that
Yeah.
real?
People
Yeah.
love Crocs now.
I'm a new Crocs guy though within the last year.
I'm also a Croc guy. I think becoming a dad makes you instantly
I can see that.
slip
comfort.
into them.
It was a dad that recommended them to me.
And dads know.
So
Dads
they're very
know.
comfortable.
Wow.
Was it Chris Daniels? It feels like it's a Chris Daniels.
No,
thing. Like
no, it wasn't. It was Alex's brother. Alex Gracia's brother, my girlfriend.
Oh, really? Dang, man. You gotta. Maybe you would come in wearing some Crocs sometime, guys.
Maybe.
This is a very exciting episode. Chris is here. Thank you for making the drive. This is great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to see whatever podcast clips come out of this, as I will be inundated with them, like I am from your show. So this is fantastic. I feel
good.
like this is a really a step in the right direction for us.
Well, Sky, you mentioned how Chris was one of the first guests that we wanted to have on this show.
Yeah.
One of the first people we talked about because you are I feel like a prolific interviewer in this space that isn't just, sometimes you have an interviewer who is non-interactive, who feels like, oh, I'm just asking the questions. Whereas you feel like when you talk with someone, you dig out interesting stories and you have a whole base of knowledge on the subject matter. So we wanted to turn it on you and see what it feels like
my
for us.
goodness.
Put you in the other seat.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it just comes down to like interviews are strange territory to begin with because in our everyday lives, we're just having conversations with people.
Right.
So I've always just tried to make whatever is happening on camera just feel like what would happen if the cameras and the mics and the headphones weren't here. But I'm a curious person by nature. I mean, you were just on my show not long ago. It's just like when you tell someone I'm going to interview Scorpio Sky or Christopher Daniels or whoever it happens to be, there's just immediate questions that pop into your head and you're like, let's find a way to bring those up in a conversation. So you guys are turning the tables on me.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen here?
I think you are so good at what you do, though, because, and I've actually, when I was preparing to do this show and even the previous show that we did, I've seen like interviews where you were talking about knowing when to pause, knowing when to just not speak and let the other person kind of tell their story. And those are things that I've picked up on myself. But I admire what you do so, because obviously, like you said, I've done your show, and you know when you feel like you're being interviewed, where it feels like someone has a clipboard and they're just like, so who was your favorite wrestler growing up? And you know what I mean? But it's not like that with you. It truly just feels like a conversation. It's very easy to get going. And I like that. And again, that's something that we try to recreate as well here. Where does that come from? Like, was that something that you just were seasoned at, or is it more so, like you said, you just like in having conversations with people?
Man, well, thank you for the very kind words. I think for me, it just comes from like, I've always been a curious person. I was a super curious kid. I was the kid that would like take apart the pen in class and like figure out, oh, the spring is there in this piece. Like, I just want to like figure out how things work. I asked a lot of why questions growing up. And I'm sure my kids are going to start doing that to me now that I have kids. But I think for me, it was just like trying to figure out like what makes someone tick. Like, I've always been fascinated by the greats, whether you're great at a sport or you're an actor, a comedian, whatever your craft is, like you don't just wake up one day and you're incredible at it. And I've always wanted to reverse engineer back to like, how did you get from where you are back to like maybe where I'm at step 2 or 3 in this process. So that's always been it for me, is like trying to figure out whatever you do in your life that you are great at, how can I learn a little bit from that? By just asking questions, taking a little bit of your story and applying it to my life. And like, think of how many times you've talked to somebody in your own life, or you've listened to a podcast, you've read a book, and you go, I know the focus of this conversation isn't about that thing, but wow, they mentioned this or that. I'm going to start doing that in my life and see how things change. And that's always kind of been it for me. I have this note section in my iPhone that I just like, if I hear something interesting or a quote that I like, I throw it in there and come back to it at some point in time. But I think curiosity is where it all begins.
Wow.
Yeah, I will. On that point, you've interviewed a lot of people. Mostly, I know through the wrestling world, professional wrestling world. But is there anyone that you haven't interviewed yet that's like on your list? Maybe it's a note that you threw in there. Like, God, if I could talk to this one person, I'd love to ask them this. Do you have anyone like that?
I have ongoing notes.
Okay, yeah.
For like, if anytime I see something, especially in wrestling, or I'll see an old clip. Like I just interviewed Shawn Michaels the other day.
Wow.
Which was incredible.
That's
like
great.
that was one of the names on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a promo from 1989 right before Survivor Series where it's the Rockers, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and Ultimate Warrior. And Warrior is taking tape and wrapping them all up.
Yeah,
You've seen
yes,
this?
yeah.
And then at some point, like Warrior has it around his neck and he's clearly like suffocating while still trying to cut this promo. And Shawn Michaels is fighting for his life, like trying to hold the tape away. And I'm like, I've got Shawn Michaels in front of me. I've always wanted to know like the genesis of this silly promo. And like, yeah, so that was a note on my iPhone for years. And I actually finally got to ask him. But there's still a few. I haven't done like an in-depth interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Done short like movie junkets with him. I haven't done an interview with Sting yet. So I think Sting's at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
Especially since he said this would be his last year of like making public appearances. It's like we're really running down on time here.
Yeah.
I think it's just with his face paint, though, isn't it?
So as Sting, like he'll still be appearing as
He'll
Steve
still
Borden?
appear. Okay, it'll just be Steve Borden.
I believe so.
We gotta.
But you want Sting.
We want. Yeah. We.
I don't know.
You
Do
want
I-
him to descend down into the seat
With a
from the
baseball bat.
rafters. Yeah.
I want to see that interview. So I hope we can.
I want that
I hope.
one.
I hope that happens.
Randy Orton's one I've been working on and trying to make happen for probably a year or so. And he keeps telling me like, I will do your show. It's just a matter of like finding time and figuring it out. But there's still a lot. And also like there might be people I interviewed 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 years ago that so much has changed in their life and their career that like I would love to do another interview with them now.
Yeah.
First interview I did with you, Sky, was on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Like I just
Years
set my
ago.
iPhone up on like some cheap like Amazon selfie stick.
Yeah, I think we just did it at the hotel.
That's right.
Yeah,
And like,
early AEW days.
like so much in your career has changed since 2019 that the new interview we did recently was like a whole new conversation.
Yeah, different. I think it's a testament to the work that you've put in that you can score interviews with a Shawn Michaels or a Randy Orton says, yeah, we're going to make it happen. Potentially Sting. I believe that will happen.
Put it out into the world.
Let's put that
Thank
out
you.
there. Stinger, come on. I think, again, that's a testament to your work. Like, was this the goal? How did you fall into this space that you are clearly mastering now?
The background for me is in television. So, and I fell in love with broadcasting at the age of 4. I had a Fisher-Price tape recorder and with a little microphone attached to it. And I would pretend to be the radio DJs that I heard on the radio.
Wow.
And growing up in Toronto, I was a big Blue Jays fan. I remember like, this is Blue Jays baseball on the air. And I remember like saying that as a kid. And I think I just fell in love with the idea of storytelling because that's what broadcasting is at the core. That's what podcasting is at the core. It's storytelling. And I fell in love with this idea of being able to tell a story through just using words or visuals. So long story short, went to high school, took a communication studies class there. We had like a little TV studio in my high school, Pine Ridge Secondary School, Pickering, Ontario, Canada. And I was like, I'm going to go to school and we're going to make TV segments. This is crazy. Then when it came time to apply for college, I'm like, communication studies, that was pretty fun. I don't know what I want to do for a living, but I would love to try to make this TV thing happen or radio or whatever it happened to be. So I went to college for communication studies. And I had a great time there. I learned a ton, but I remember in my senior year having a moment where I woke up and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had an epiphany that like at the end of this year, when we graduate, I got to go to work for, the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And in that exact moment, I just had this feeling of like, I don't want to hate my job. At worst, I want to go to a job that I like just don't hate, like going to.
Mm-hmm.
If I could love my job, amazing, but like I just didn't want to hate it. I don't want to be one of those people that couldn't appreciate Sunday because Monday was right around the corner. And I reached out to every radio station and every TV station in my college town and just said, hey, I'm a communication studies major. I'm so passionate about broadcasting. Can I come in and just like volunteer and see how it's done in the real world? And one radio station put me on their street team, handing out like stickers at events. There was a community-run television station, and they said, sure, come on in. We love volunteers. And then this other radio station, 570 News, said, we don't take on volunteers, but how would you like a job? You can be a board operator. I'm like, done, amazing.
Yeah.
And then after my shift was done, I would go into the recording studio and I would read the scripts, the news scripts of the day. And that's how I got my feet wet in this. That turned into me being a news reporter at a small TV station where I was writing, editing, producing, shooting, doing it all. That then turned into me being a TV host at MTV2 Canada. And that's where I started to interview celebrities and athletes and actors. I was reviewing video games. It was an incredible job. That's really where it started. And then as the internet started to like really grow, I was like, it's unfortunate that I'm interviewing these huge stars. And I was talking to some of the biggest names on the planet. It's unfortunate that I would do this interview with someone like Tom Cruise or Steven Spielberg or Julia Roberts or whoever. And it would only be seen by the people that were watching that station on that day at that time. Mm-hmm. And I started taking the raw interviews and just putting them on YouTube as like a digital library. Like this is there for other fans across the world, but it's also there for me if I ever need to go back in and watch it for whatever reason. Some of those YouTube videos started like taking on a life of their own, getting hundreds of thousands of views, sometimes even more. And that's where years later, I was like, I think I'm onto something here. Because especially when wrestlers would come to town, I've been a wrestling fan my whole life, but like wrestlers would come to town. And I remember asking my boss, like, could we do an interview with so-and-so because WWE is in town or TNA is in town? And they were like, yeah, sure. We've done that before. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get paid to talk to a wrestler. And like, I'm asking wrestling questions that I've always wanted to know the answer to. Kind of like that Shawn Michaels question I referenced earlier. Those on my YouTube channel started to do really well because I feel like especially 15-ish years ago when I started my YouTube channel, nobody was asking like those types of questions of wrestlers. You would always get the like, Raw's in town, tickets start at $20. Tell me why people should go.
Yeah.
We've got John Kenna here. Welcome. Right. And I was like, man, tell me about Survivor Series 1997, like stuff like that. So that's kind of where it began of me going, I have access through being a television host. What would happen if I took these interviews that were going to air on television and also put them out there for the rest of the world to see? That's kind of where it began. And in 2019, I went all in on just like, let's see what I can do with just wrestling interviews on my YouTube channel and podcast. And here we are now.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you also feel like you were smart enough to catch that wave, not only in the digital media space, but as wrestling itself started pulling back the curtain, because your interviews do such a good job balancing. Maintaining kayfabe is such like it's almost like a dead term at this point, but acknowledging the importance of kayfabe while also allowing wrestlers and people that are part of the industry to speak honestly and openly about their experiences, right? Like how they're fans of things and how things that get them excited. And I don't know if that was a conscious decision on your part, but I feel like you were like a major spearhead of that kind of conversation.
I just feel like it started to change a lot, that people were willing to speak about things behind the scenes. Yeah. And I just happened, it was like right place, right time, I think. You still have the occasional person that wants to like keep things close to the vest, and I can appreciate that, and I totally understand that. And there have been times when I've talked to people and they're telling me these great stories, and then I'll ask about something else and they'll be like, yeah, that's one, maybe we leave that for another time. Maybe that's revealing too much. But I just think that that's the world we live in now. Yeah. And especially we're inundated by so much content on a daily basis. And I think that people can see right through when something's BS. And I think that when things feel genuine, that's what they latch on to. And that's kind of the era that we're in with wrestling right now. Whether that's something that they see on a show or whether that's something they see behind the scenes, it's like they can see whether it's genuine or not. And I feel like I was just lucky to be in the right place at the right time.
That's awesome. Let's talk about wrestling a little bit, because I'm always interested in getting people's like early memories. You know, you said you were always a wrestling fan. Who were you watching growing up? What were you watching? Was it WWE, WCW, both? Who were your favorites? Like, give me the tea.
Early 90s, I remember it being on at my grandfather's house, at my grandparents' house. So my mom was actually born in Greece. She's Macedonian. So Baba and Deto's house. And it's not that my grandpa or my Deto was a huge wrestling fan. He just loved having sports on the TV. A lot of hockey growing up in Canada, ton of baseball, football every once in a while. And then Saturday night's main event, I remember that like early on. I remember like watching this with my cousins, and like we would then run around the house at whatever this would be, 9, 10 years old, like stomping and punching each other, like doing the stomp punch. Yeah. But I became a real hardcore fan Attitude Era. It was Austin McMahon was the big storyline that sucked me in. I was an amateur wrestler. I was a high school wrestler. And as you know, you're told like that stuff's fake. What we do in here on the mats, this is real. Yeah. So I had a really good friend of mine who was a diehard wrestling fan. And we did this crazy thing in the 90s called talking on the phone. It's wild, right? Like you would call your good friend after school and like just chat on the phone.
And you remembered their number.
I still remember his number. And I remember on Mondays, our calls would abruptly come to an end at 9 p.m. because Raw was coming on. And he was a huge Raw fan. We weren't done our conversation. I'm like, all right, look, I will turn it on TSN in Canada. I'll turn it on and I'll watch it. And then the first commercial break, we'll finish our thought here. He's like, all right. I turn it on and I just got sucked right in. And I'm the type of person that I don't check the depth of the water. I don't check the temperature of the water. I'm all in. And I dove right into being a wrestling fan, from like watching 0 hours to watching everything. So it was Raw and Nitro. Found out about ECW not long after that. And I loved it. I remember like going to the movie theater to see like pay-per-view events at that time. It was I very quickly got into it. And then I also, with like being a high school wrestler, and I also played a lot of sports growing up, we had a backyard wrestling federation. Of course. Yeah. This is, you know, at this point, 99, 2000, 2001, backyard wrestling was so hot at that point in time. Yeah. So that was it for me. And I was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. When I turn 18, I'm going to get a car and I'm going to train to be a wrestler. And I trained actually when I was 20. I trained in Toronto for a few years, but that's a story for another day. But basically, like I had a fork in the road. Do I continue with school or wrestling school? And I'm like, school for sure, because wrestling will always be there. Yeah. And how fortunate am I now that like I get to dip my toe into wrestling every once in a while.
You ever think about trying to have a match?
Not now.
No.
I mean, look, never say never.
You never say never.
But I'm 42 now. I don't.
Okay, let me jump in.
Yeah.
Because you described my whole backstory as well.
Oh, yeah?
Minus the Canada part. Though I married a Canadian, so, you know, pretty much
You're
the
pretty
same
much
thing.
Canadian. Sorry about that.
That's the same thing. I mean, same time period. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, same thing. Backyard wrestling, amateur wrestling. I wrestled in high school and did all that. I went to my parents. I said, I want to be a pro wrestler. And they said, we support you. Chief Wahoo McDaniels has a school. I just phased. I think they were like, maybe he'll get off this highway before we have to really confront this, but they were fully supportive. And then fast forward 15, 16 years, I worked at a company that was basically granting wishes in exchange for making documentaries about it. Eric knows, he was there. And I said, my wish is to be a professional wrestler. So we did a documentary about me spending five days training for a pro wrestling match,
5
which is not
days.
enough time.
That's
Which is not
I
enough
thought you
time.
were gonna say
everybody knows.
months.
Yeah.
No. I had the match. It was awesome. I kept training for a little while, but it just didn't work out. Fast forward to our jobs ending, and then I'm 40 years old, and I still keep in touch with the crew that I trained with before. And I said, I got time. And so I started doing it again last year.
Wow.
And now I have matches, 2 matches a month, maybe, sometimes more. I'm part of ongoing storylines. I don't know if you ever have followed MPW in Chatsworth, but they are a killer organization. They do Friday night shows every Friday night with stories and everything. And I'm integrated into this system now. It's not too late. It's not too late. I will say this, though. Takes me about 6.5 days to recover from a match.
How long does it take you to recover?
Ah, man. I don't. God, when was the last time I wrestled? No, I feel good, honestly. Like I think I just have a permanent callus for it. So, I mean, you definitely feel it more when you take longer breaks in between matches, but I can bounce back pretty quickly.
And I agree. You're never too old for anything.
No.
I just think that my priorities have shifted
For sure.
a ton, especially being a dad now, that I don't think it'd be fair to my wife and kids to put in the time that would be required to have a great match. And I wouldn't want to have anything but a great match. And being a wrestling fan my whole life, I'd be holding myself to a really high standard.
For sure.
I gave a rock bottom a few months ago. Like, I think I feel good about that.
Well, you took an impaler
Oh,
a while ago that I saw, and I was like, you probably that if there was one thing to be like, I'm good with wrestling, it was that impaler.
and that was so my fault. I did a TV segment when I was working in Miami, and we went to Gangrel's wrestling school, which had just opened at the time, and he doesn't have it anymore. But I went there, and I still remembered the basics. Like, I took some bumps, I ran the ropes, we locked up, did the universal spot. I still remembered a lot of that. It came right back to me, like riding a bike. But I said at the end, I trained. I know what I'm doing. Like, would you mind giving me your finisher? It'd be an honor to take the Impaler DDT. And he's like, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, okay. And I just jumped up too high. It should have been more of a flat out bump, as you guys know. And I just jumped too high, and I spiked myself in my head. 100% my fault. Gangrel's a consummate professional. But I had a moment there where I was like, can I feel my fingers? Okay, I can feel my fingers. Can I feel my toes? Okay, I can feel my toes.
Yeah.
But I think back to this was being filmed for a TV segment. What if that was the moment where I broke my neck?
Yeah.
And it's completely my fault. And we're doing this in Gangrel's ring. I think about that moment a lot. I'm like, maybe I don't need to do these things.
I get it. Yeah,
this.
There is a world where it could potentially happen. You want to always keep the door open. There could be a storyline where a wrestler grabs you and pulls you in or something. We'll see. I definitely would be interested in, hey, if you need a trainer,
Yeah.
I will volunteer to help you out.
He hasn't done shit for me.
Ooh.
That's never come up.
You're already
That's
ready.
never come
You're
up
already
once.
ready. You could probably show me a thing or two.
I may take you up on that, Sky.
Hey, we'll talk.
I may.
All right, I'm going to pivot for just a moment. One of the other nicknames of our show is the Popcorn Pod. At least I'm giving it that nickname. We were talking before we started filming, and you asked me, have I ever gone to the movie theaters and just bought popcorn? And we've talked about that a lot lately, and that is one of my things. And Eric, our producer here, doesn't get it, doesn't understand it, thinks I'm crazy.
Unreal. unreal just to go to an AMC, walk in, buy popcorn, and walk out. The worst part is everyone I've brought this up to, they just go, man, that's a good idea. I might try that. It's not a good idea. It's expensive. Where do you
But
land
it's
on
so
this?
good. I've done this many times.
There we
Oh
go.
my gosh, Eric, you're getting blown out of the
There
water.
we go.
And
It's a blowout.
I remember the first time I took my wife to, like, she was like, I'm really craving movie theater popcorn. And I'm like, well, let's just go to the theater then and get it. She's like, you can do that? Like, of course you could. They're not going to say, no, thank you. We don't like your money. This is for movie ticket holders only. Like, no, you walk in, you buy it, you leave.
Boom.
There's something, though, about going to like an independent theater, not going to the AMC or the Regal, going to an independent theater, and something about the way that they pop it
Yeah.
tastes that much better.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, and I'm
There's
not even a
something about
huge.
it.
I'm not even a huge movie, or not even a huge popcorn person. But there's something about movie theater popcorn.
It's just different. It's special.
different.
Maybe it's nostalgic. I don't know.
I think they cook it in a lot of oil. I
Maybe.
think that's. but there's a like I can't go to the movie theater now without wanting to buy popcorn.
Ah, yeah.
I think you walk in, you smell the smells. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug, and
Yeah.
I think that takes you back to a place and a time. But yes,
They got to be blowing with the smell with a fan or something.
it's like what Abercrombie and Fitch does.
Yeah, they have to. They
Yeah,
have to. Okay, so this has gone so fast.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
We're gonna have to get you back. We got a
Anytime.
little time left, but this has been an amazing conversation. But I really want to get you to play a game with us.
Let's go.
So Eric has prepared a game. This is called
Sorry,
the
let me
lyrics
I'm
game.
clearing my throat.
He's
I'm
clearing
getting
his
ready
throat.
for the game. I apologize. Chris, a thing that you don't know about this show and about me specifically is I have an incredible singing voice. I am like by ear pitch perfect
Wow.
when it comes to singing.
Like an angel.
Why are you spreading misinformation?
There's no misinformation
This is
here.
not
I'm
the
simply-
misinformation podcast.
What do you mean? I'm simply catching. Well, how would you describe what's about to happen?
Can I describe what's about to happen?
I would describe it as we had a really great podcast up to this point.
This is the part where people stop watching. No, okay. So here's what's about to happen. He has some lyrics to some songs. He is going to speak the lyrics. He's not going to
I'm
sing them. There's not going to
He
be any
calls it
type of
singing.
Yeah, he calls it singing. There's not going to be any type of melody, and it's up to us to guess what song it is. We use our name as our buzzer. So let's say you know
Okay.
the answer. You say Chris. He calls on you, and you get to pick the answer.
Okay.
And I have got
Okay.
my butt kicked the last couple of times we've
you're
played this.
But,
you are. This guy's bad at
To
this.
lose is almost a badge of honor.
We had Shane Haste on not too long ago, and he did a great. He like swept the
He
whole.
did.
Well, yeah,
No,
you had
a
all
lot,
Australian songs or something,
They were
right?
Australian songs. That's true.
Yeah.
He did a great job. But let me give you this first one.
Okay.
This is now that she's back in the atmosphere with drops of Jupiter
Chris.
in her
Yeah.
hair. Yeah, Chris, go
Hey,
ahead.
you said it right there. Drops
Yeah.
of Jupiter train.
Oh, that's right. Drops of Jupiter is the answer.
And I didn't
to
know
the
if this
first
was
one.
like Jeopardy where we have to wait until the.
No, no.
Oh,
you
no,
can,
you
as
got
soon
it.
as you know it.
No, as soon as you know it,
jumped
go
in.
for
Okay.
it.
What is
Yeah.
drops of Jupiter?
So Chris won. Chris,
Didn't-
you
I mean,
got
that
one. We
sounded
got
just
0.
like train, right? Isn't that how train
Oh,
sounds?
yeah, definitely.
Exactly like it, right?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Wow.
Misinformation.
Okay. Here's the next one. What's my motherfucking name? R-U-L-E. Blowing back on this Mary Jane.
Sky.
I'm analyzing the game. The game don't
Sky.
chase me.
Sky.
Oh, Sky.
Stop
I'm sorry. Go
singing.
ahead. I'm sorry. I was listening. I was
never
thinking about
started.
the song
I hope
so
I
much,
don't mess
couldn't
up the name of the song,
Okay.
but it is Ja Rule J Lo I'm Real, right?
hear it. That
I'm
is right.
real,
It
that's
is
right.
I'm real.
I'm
Very-
real.
This is very good.
You walk, the way you move, the way you talk. We're big Ja Rule fans on this
Oh,
show.
love Ja
And it's
Rule.
funny. I obviously know that original version, but I'm also a huge pop punk fan. And the starting line covered this song, so that's why I know
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
every
okay.
lyric
Yep.
to the song.
I saw a meme recently. I know this is off, but I saw a meme recently where they were surprised that the song says R-U-L-E. They thought it said Are you ready?
Oh.
What's my
he's-
motherfucking name?
Yeah.
Are
What's my
you
motherfucking
ready?
name?
Oh, you ready for
R-U-L-E?
this song?
Yeah, I guess.
I love misheard lyrics. Misheard
Me
lyrics are
too.
one of my
They
favorite
presumed
things.
he didn't know what his name was.
Yeah.
He was like genuinely asked.
All right.
gotta-
One,
I'll make
one,
a
couple more.
0.
0.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. James, you're bringing up the rear. Here, let me give you this one. Maybe you'll get this. Missy be putting it down. I'm the hottest around. I told y'all motherfuckers Y'all
Sky.
can't stop me now. Oh, Sky. Yeah,
Missy
go ahead.
Elliott, get your freak on.
Get your
That
freak
is
on.
what
correct.
it
It
was.
is
Get your
get your freak
on.
on.
Get your freak on.
He's putting
See?
these
You're
little-
in my alley here. You're.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, you're saying the names of the artists in it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, you
but
are.
which
What's the song?
is this?
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about that. Huh.
No, you did. He did.
Yeah.
He thought about
What
this.
are you talking about?
That means that the next one is going to have the name of the song or the
Nickelback.
artist.
No,
in it.
Photograph.
No.
Look at this Nickelback. Oh, wait, no, that's
Didn't know where
singing.
that was going
That's
for a
singing.
moment. I was like, yo.
Whoa.
Hey, yo.
Whoa. Whoa.
It's like that Hogan meme where he's right
No.
NWO.
Yeah.
NWO.
Yeah.
NWO. Okay.
man.
that's good. All right, I got 2.
You do. You have 2. Chris has 1. James has 0. James sucks. Here we go. I keep on falling in and out of love with you. Sometimes I love you. Sometimes you make me blue. Sometimes
Sky.
I feel good. Yeah, Sky, go ahead.
Oh, shoot. Oh, man, I spaced on her name.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah,
It's Alicia Keys.
Okay.
In and Out.
James.
Oh,
No, it's not called In and Out.
James.
James.
Alicia Keys falling.
That is
Oh,
correct.
it is called Falling. It is called
All
Falling.
right. On the
All right.
board.
Yeah. All right,
James
you're
on
on
the
there.
board.
Thank God.
You're still in the game.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
That's my son's middle name, James.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I appreciate you naming after me.
of course.
It was done intentionally that way.
All right, let's see where this one lands. Might be the last one. Might have one more. We will find out. Here we go. If you want to go and take a ride with me, you 3-wheeling in the
James.
bow. With,
Oh, boy.
Who's
James?
first? Was me?
I heard James.
Yeah. it was-
Nelly,
Uh-huh.
take a ride with me.
Oh, almost.
not the name of it.
almost
Chris.
Quite. Yeah, Chris.
Nelly, ride with me.
That is
Ride
ah,
with
damn it,
me.
correct. Damn it. Absolutely correct.
Ride
in
with
that.
me.
Way to go. So now
Not
it's a
take a
tie.
ride
So I got
with
one
It's a
more.
tie.
A
We got a
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker.
Oh, that's
Got a
right.
You and me,
tiebreaker.
man.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. I'll sit this one out.
James, you're out.
I'm out. I'm good.
The ultimate
I'll
challenge.
take the L.
The ultimate challenge.
Here we go.
Okay.
No way.
I'm leaning forward on
let's see
this
how
one.
this one goes. Traveling in a fried out combi on a hippie trail. Head full of zombie. I met a strange lady.
Oh,
She made me nervous.
Come on,
She
guys.
took me in. She made me breakfast. Do you come from a
Come
land
on.
down under?
Oh,
Where
Chris.
women glow? Yeah, Chris, go ahead.
Toto, Land Down Under.
Oh, almost not quite the band.
my God.
Sky.
Toto Down Under.
Well, this one's gonna have to end in a tie.
Oh.
This was
Men at
Down
Work.
Under by Men at Work.
Men at Work.
James,
Men
if
at
you
Work.
had been in it, if you had just pulled it out a little bit.
What am I? I was
you could've
thinking
won the-
Africa. Toto's Africa.
Do you have one
Yeah.
more?
No, I only
That's
have
it?
old.
That's it.
I was like, we could
Hold
call
on,
this a
hold
triple
on,
tie at one point.
I can't believe it. I can't
Wow.
believe that we end. I mean, in what would be ostensibly
Yeah,
a
we
triple tie.
did our
job,
best.
guys. Nice job.
It's a good
I think
game.
what that means is that equally we're as good at podcasting as Chris is.
That's it?
So that's how it all lands.
Let's
to me.
not lie.
What
to the
episode
audience.
number is this?
This is seven, not 18.
18.
18.
Nice work.
18.
We're early on in
Congratulations.
this process.
Now you're doing it.
Yeah.
Something like, I don't know the exact number, but something like 80% of podcasts give up after 7 episodes.
That's crazy.
Really?
Well, because you realize how much work goes into it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not just showing up and talking.
Yeah.
Right. It's booking the guests, researching, doing the interview, editing it, producing it, publishing it, all of that. So most
Finding
people
the
just give up.
lyrics.
Yeah, we
Finding the
knew that
lyrics.
you would know. You obviously, if anyone knows you, would. We've had guests that opening the door here. We've had some guests that have things come up. Sometimes they can't make it. But
Oh, nothing is worse than renting a space. And then you're either sitting here ready to go or you're on your way in and, oh, sorry, man, something came up. You're like, but I paid for the studio.
Yeah.
Now what?
we
Yeah.
knew that you know the pain.
I do 2 a week every week, 2 guests a week.
Wow,
Every
Awesome.
week.
Every week.
This week is like episode 813.
Wow.
So
Whoa.
like, I get it. And stuff happens, right? Like you can't hold that against people, but like there's other times where it's just I had one guest that like, oh man, I just slipped my mind.
Yeah. And you're sitting there.
I
Slipped my
texted you
mind.
yesterday.
Man,
They
well,
haven't
this
been
has
back.
been this has been a lot of fun. Like, again, we keep these really short, but when we have a guest, it's so tough to do that because like I feel like we can talk for so long. So if you are open to it, please come back sometime. We'd love to have you.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, of course.
Thank you for coming.
What a pleasure being able to spend some time with you guys, and congrats on making this thing happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm loving the shoes and the donut socks.
Oh,
Everything about this is
killing.
working. Yeah.
This is killing.
with everything else, it's like I wear basically a black T-shirt in almost every interview.
Yeah, that's the gimmick, man.
Yeah.
That's your look.
I don't want to take away from the conversation. Like if I was wearing a flashy shirt with like a saying on, I used to love graphic tees, and I still do, and like I wear them around the house. But I don't want people like the whole interview to be like, "Is that a Back to the Future shirt? What's going on
As
here?"
I sit here and this is a loud shirt, I'm like, wait a minute.
but that's you.
Listen,
Come on.
there's no
Yeah.
way I can steal the
Scorpio
shine
Sky
from you,
does.
my friend. You are the man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If
wanna-
people want to find more of you,
Yes.
where can they find you?
Wherever you're listening to this, you can go find Insight with Chris Van Vliet, my podcast, or on YouTube. And then I'm just at Chris Van Vliet on social media. Go check out my episode with this man right here.
Yes, please do. And give him hype points, right? You got hype points? I don't understand
I don't
them
know
yet.
what that is.
I don't know
New
what it is
thing.
yet.
It's a new thing.
Subscribe, leave a review.
Everyone, yeah, they're all. What are
Hype
you up to? Like 800 million subscribers now?
I don't know.
I'm just blowing
800
smoke.
million.
I'm just, you got a lot.
Bigger than
You got-
Mr. Beast.
Nice. Finally.
You see that, Mr. Beast?
He did.
Chew on that.
He's not watching.
He's not watching. Yeah, he
If you
isn't.
want to find more from me, you could search for James Williams basically wherever you're looking for it. If you want to hear more from this podcast, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, on Instagram, Creating Character Pod. We're probably going to have some clips from this podcast you've already listened to up there. And we also want more of your feedback. This is just more ammunition for the popcorn battle that you've been waging.
The popcorn battle that I'm winning, by the way.
You are
actually.
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to see more of me, all you got to do is go on social media, type in Scorpio Sky. You can go on Google, type on Scorpio Sky. You can see a Reddit post where they debate, do I look like Jinder Mahal? Yes or no? Please like and subscribe on this YouTube. And Eric?
That's where you pointed people to find you online.
Yeah.
Go
yeah.
online
Yeah. I want them
where
to go.
they
I
said
want them to
look
give
like-
their input. Do I look
That's
like them or not?
crazy.
I don't think so, but
I don't think
a lot of
so.
people do.
Really?
Go read the Reddit.
What?
I spent the whole flight reading the Reddit once.
I mean, you guys are both equally jacked. Maybe that's why.
Maybe I'll take it.
Yeah.
I guess so. You find me everywhere at Eric Bedour, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. I have some wrestling shows coming up this weekend. You check me out, AAPW, and then also Baracho Pro Wrestling in Austin, Texas. Ha!
Hell
That's how you
yeah.
plug it, baby. That's why they put me on the show, Sky.
It's not a competition. Thanks
like
for
a
watching.
shot.
Thanks for listening. Thank you, Chris, for being here.
Thank you guys.
And we'll see you guys next week.